Taylor Swift has once again managed to shake both the music world and Hollywood in a single move. Her upcoming album, The Life of a Showgirl, is packed with mysterious titles that have fans dissecting every hint, but one track has already stolen the spotlight: Elizabeth Taylor. The song title alone sent shockwaves across social media, because we're not talking about just any name. Elizabeth Taylor is one of Hollywood's most iconic, glamorous, and complicated legends. And now, in a twist that has only deepened the intrigue, Elizabeth Taylor's own son has spoken out about Swift's tribute, sharing his heartfelt reaction and giving the track his family's blessing. To understand the weight of this moment, you have to appreciate the intersection of two towering names. Elizabeth Taylor, a two-time Oscar winner and humanitarian trailblazer, defined Hollywood stardom for decades. Known for films like Cleopatra, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, she wasn't just an actress, she was a phenomenon. With her violet eyes, her dazzling beauty, her jewelry collections, and her string of high-profile marriages, Elizabeth Taylor became synonymous with old Hollywood glamour. But beyond the tabloid headlines, she made history by stepping into one of the darkest crises of her time. At a moment when AIDS was spoken about in whispers, she used her fame to speak loudly, raising hundreds of millions for research and advocacy. That courage and compassion became the cornerstone of her legacy. So, when Taylor Swift, a modern-day superstar who knows a thing or two about turning personal stories into cultural landmarks, names a song after Elizabeth Taylor, it's not just a nod, it's a declaration. What makes this story even more powerful is the response from Elizabeth Taylor's family. Her son, Christopher Wilding, has openly shared how he feels about Swift's tribute, and his words are nothing short of glowing. He called Swift a rare, positive role model for young girls and praised her courage to stand up for what she believes in, drawing a clear line between his mother's legacy and Swift's present-day influence. Wilding went on to say that if the song inspires a new wave of respect and curiosity about his mother's name, he's thrilled by it. He admitted he's excited and intrigued to hear the track, describing it as a moment where two worlds collide: the Hollywood glamour of his mother and the pop culture power of Swift. His remarks weren't just polite approval, they carried a sense of genuine admiration, as though he could already see how this tribute would bridge generations. The public reaction has been explosive. Fans immediately began flooding social media with theories about what the song could sound like. Would Swift lean into cinematic, old Hollywood production with sweeping strings and dramatic crescendos? Would she pull imagery from Taylor's iconic roles like Cleopatra or her turbulent romances? Or would the lyrics focus on the duality of beauty and burden that both women know too well, living in the spotlight, being adored and criticized in equal measure, and surviving the kind of scrutiny most people couldn't bear? What makes this wave of speculation feel different is that it comes with the Taylor family's blessing. Instead of tiptoeing around controversy, the conversation has taken on a celebratory tone, positioning the song as a tribute rather than a provocation. The parallels between the two Taylors, Elizabeth and Swift, are striking. Elizabeth Taylor's life was a cycle of reinvention, scandal, and triumph, while Swift has built her empire by transforming every chapter of her personal story into music. Both women have faced relentless tabloid attention, both have endured their private lives being dissected by the public, and both have ultimately used that spotlight to reclaim their narratives. When Christopher Wilding says he believes his mother and Taylor Swift would have gotten along, it doesn't feel like a hollow compliment, it feels like a recognition of kindred spirits separated by generations. And the timing of all this couldn't be more perfect. Taylor Swift has spent the past few years cementing herself not just as a pop star but as a cultural historian of her own life. With re-recordings of her past albums, cryptic Easter eggs hidden in every rollout, and carefully curated storytelling across multiple eras, Swift has turned her career into a living mythology. By naming a track Elizabeth Taylor, she is signaling that this album isn't just about her own story, it's about situating herself in a lineage of women who have redefined fame, beauty, and resilience. She's using Elizabeth Taylor's name not just as a symbol of glamour, but as a mirror to her own journey. Fans are already diving deep, pointing out how Swift has often referenced old Hollywood aesthetics in her work. From red carpet looks inspired by vintage stars to lyrics that evoke silver screen romance, Swift has long flirted with cinematic themes. But this is the first time she has explicitly attached a legend's name to a song title, and it feels intentional. For Swift, Elizabeth Taylor isn't just an idol, it's a narrative device, a way to explore the costs and contradictions of stardom. For fans, it's an invitation to re-examine a legend who, for younger generations, might only be a name attached to perfumes or classic movie reruns. What's especially fascinating is how Elizabeth Taylor's own story fits seamlessly into the theme Swift is known for. Multiple marriages? Taylor had 8, with 7 husbands, a personal life that played out on the front pages for decades. Fierce independence? Taylor fought studios, battled health crises, and still maintained control over her image in an era when women rarely had that power. Vulnerability wrapped in strength? That was Elizabeth Taylor to the core, and it has been the essence of Taylor Swift's songwriting since the very beginning. In so many ways, this song feels less like an outlier and more like a natural extension of Swift's storytelling. As anticipation builds for the album's release on October 3, 2025, one thing is already clear: the Elizabeth Taylor tribute has become more than just another song on a tracklist. It has become a cultural conversation about legacy, resilience, and the way fame itself gets passed down, reshaped, and redefined. With Christopher Wilding's blessing, the track now carries a seal of authenticity. It isn't just Swift borrowing an icon's name, it's a collaboration across time, where the son of one legend welcomes the homage of another. So, whether you're a lifelong fan of Elizabeth Taylor, a die-hard Swiftie, or someone who just loves watching these cultural intersections unfold, this moment matters. It shows how celebrity legacies don't die, they evolve, get reinterpreted, and continue to inspire new generations. Swift has found a way to tether her own story to one of Hollywood's greatest, and with the Taylor family's approval, it feels like a moment of rare harmony in the often messy world of fame. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.